don't have to be a Sichos guy. Everybody be mechazik somebody. Everybody can be mechazik somebody. A lot of times you see somebody, that Pasha doesn't know better, or you see, you're like, well, I'm going to go over to that guy. He might be older than me. He doesn't even know me. You never know. You never know how you could just, if you tell somebody, Sebastian, or somebody, you never know how you can save somebody's soul in the slightest way from. Avodah has to be with love. Avodah has to be with love. I'll tell you a story. Yeah, I had a story that I went to daven in the shul. Yeah, I went to daven in the shul, and the way Hashem played the games, obviously it was Bashert, because you see later what happened. I went to daven in the shul. The table that I got to was the only table that 3 people were yapping on tone 100 through davening. And it was very early. It was a shul of Avreichim. It was like one of these shul of Kehillas Avreichim kind of shul. And I was very annoyed. I was trying to daven Kabbalah Shabbos Friday night with the whole brand, the whole Slavas. And the guys are Mamash Shabbos. I figured maybe they'll stop. Stop that. They weren't stopping. And I'm looking at the whole shul. There's nobody else talking. It was a big shul. Nobody else. This is the only. So I said, maybe I'll go there. I saw a few rows in front of me. There was an empty seat. So maybe I'll go there. I'll daven with it. So I said, no, what am I going to accomplish with that? They're still going to bother me because they're not going to be quiet. So finally, I'm like, you know what? At first I was getting very upset. I'm like, no, I'm not upset at them. Whatever the Indian is, I'm not upset at them. I love them. They're making a ruckus and a chizuk and a davening. And I went, Mamish didn't go with Kassi. I went over to them. I came in front of the table, in front of all 3. I said, if you guys daven with a gishmak, you would see that the davening is so much more gishmak than the talk that you guys are talking now. But I didn't scream at them. And I said it with love. It was sharp, but it was with love. Mamish. And then they looked at me. They were like waiting to see if I'm like chutzpah that I have to come up to them. I didn't even look at them in the face. I said it, their chmusa. I didn't look them in the face. I looked down and I said it, and I walked away. And then they stopped. There wasn't another word to the rest of the davening, and even some of them davened. They davened, right? I think the whole shul wanted to, give me a big mishaberich and a shkoich afterwards. But what's the nekuda? Yeah, most people, these guys were ehrliche guys. They were avreichim. The whole shul was a status of avreichim. There wasn't a bum shul. There wasn't a bum table. There was nobody there. It was people are afraid. Everybody gets so happy. Well, my web is better. You don't have to be better. Maybe the guy doesn't help. Maybe the guy doesn't know. They're not saying it doesn't help, and they go, shut up, get out of here. No, that doesn't help. The guys looked at me right away. I felt them looking. They looked looking if I was messing with them. And I wasn't. I'm sitting next to you. Nobody else is talking. I didn't make a fight. I didn't also anybody. Just went to tell them straight. If you daven, you'd see that the davening is more geschmack than the conversation, right? And I hope that they did. I hope that they, hope they're going to continue next week. But the Matthias is, when a person can be mechazik somebody, it was a chizuk, because these guys did not want to talk. I guarantee. They all look like, Talmid Chachamim. You know what I mean? They look like kosher. But I'm all, you never, ever are supposed to feel like, maybe it's not my place. It's not your place, maybe, to go over and make a fight. But if a person goes in a nice soifim, if you did yours, Allah it says, go yarabah. Allah it says you got to scream at them in the face at them. But Allah also says you have to know how to do it. I mean, the scream could be, you have to know what it means. You have to take it in a situation. You're not allowed to allow somebody stop in shul to sit over there, that the whole tefillah should go, unaccepted in the highs because nobody, person has to know how to do it right. But the Matthias says there's so many times you could go over to tell somebody something. You're allowed to. A person is doing something, maybe he shouldn't. It's okay to tell him. You didn't care about each other. You're about to see somebody fall to a pit. These snakes in there. You're going to say, it's not my business, everybody wants? No, you go to grab the guy. Right? Chas v'chalili. You never allow somebody to fall. So you see somebody that's mamash struggling with something. Yeah? I've had you full right and full permission to go tell the Yid, listen, I'm not saying I'm any better, but it's kedai for you maybe to think that you shouldn't maybe be watching this or seeing this or talking about this in this conversation or some past in the or this. There's a person, it's okay to say it, even though maybe, okay, this is the Rebbe is telling us, that everybody, because it's easy to be mechazik a friend on somebody, because there's nothing worse than in the field. In the field also, you never know where it'll end up. In the field, it could mamish, and by the way, the same thing works with a compliment. Yeah, you see somebody down with your schmack. Like, I can't go over to tell the guy, David, nice. Well, a guy could be 45 years older than me, you know what I mean? But that's not true. You know what? You know how nice it is to go to somebody and say, "Do mechazek with your tefillah." That was so nice to. If the guy thinks you're weirdo and says weirdo, okay, kapur is avoidance. You get some mechila kapur and stuff. But you never know. You're allowed to be mechazek somebody. There's no reason why not to be mechazek somebody. You see, you know what's easier to tackle for a kid. You see kids davening nicely in shul. Say, you know, you're impressed with me, you're davening. If you have a right to go be mechazik somebody, you know, I'm sure you have a right to tell somebody be mechazik him also. You don't have to just in a wrong way hold somebody from the fever. Tell somebody you're so impressed, you know. I'm not much impressed. I saw that. I saw you in the places. Person, it's not that you're all of a sudden the big kabbutz going. No. It's clearly some of brothers. You know what I mean? You see your brother do something nice. You don't tell me you did a good job. You better tell me you did a good job. You better tell me you did a good job. Because it's so important that we should know that, you know, the Eibush is proud of us. So why should we be proud of each other? Yeah, the same way, like it says in the pasuk, not to be afraid from all the knocking and all the sounds of Muhammad. Maybe she says, "Bitchu, just be happy taken the Eibushter, and you're going to be matzliach." The same thing is anything in Avodas Hashem, all these big bangs and all these big nisyonis that comes. It's a Muhammad. There's a lot of pachat, there's a lot of banging and knocking and koilos that are coming from the other side. Don't be afraid. Go through. Person has to always be mitzapim to Yeshua. The vlila is rachik vanas memenu is Baruch Hashem. K'mashamru chachmein is v'racha. Inu Muhammad shetchilas ma'pala nisa rachman letzlah. Yeah. Ki anu mipanecha evrach emesik shmaim shemata tzir shadi neko ki Hashem is Baruch Mechal Malkum. Tzrichli is so the kuda is that a person has to know that it's impossible to run away from the Eibushter. The Eibushter is always there. The tchila of bringing somebody down, chas v'chalila, is nisyonis. Is really the Eibushter is testing him to see if he's going to be strong. But a person has to know that whatever's going on through him it's all the Eibushter. It's all the Eibushter. So who's matzliach? Who's going to win? Ki tzrichen liest action gadol b'avodas Hashem k'lu d'oreinu. The Rebbe speaks about it so many places, about being in action. The Chizuk v'li lahapel chaveirim after b'shedei b'atzmu sherachim b'vadosai adi Rabbi Chazk b'chol minis chazkes v'chayev v'shivei b'chol minis deburim amshim l'sanefesh al deze yochel yishach kach yitzki gamulach shelo shelo Hashem l'idei. The idea is also that I'm saying, this is a continuation we were saying before, could be when I'm a chazak yenim, and he's going to turn around and, you know, do tshuva or hold him back from doing something wrong with words of inspiration and rejuvenation to the soul. Through that, could be that'll be my tzivit, that'll be my schus to come back to Avodas Hashem. Yeah, people are struggling with Avodas Hashem, but it could be through being mechazik yanim. That's how I'm going to get myself back into Avodas Hashem, because in chavush matriat starts with beis. It's time to give myself the chizuk. But sometimes to be mechazik yanim, maybe I'll be zeichel. Maybe someone else will pull me out. Maybe with Shemayim, because they're going to pull me out. See, it says a person can never, ever, and should never, ever turn away from the opportunity of giving over to every chizuk. You know, this machmoshe. I'm almost sure it's either mamish tzava or kahin tzava, but he had a zak bada, and I think this is what he told his kids after him also. Whenever you're invited to come speak publicly, and you're going to be able to be mechazik yidden, always go for it. Never give excuses. Because you never know. You never know. Could be the whole reason why he came down to the world is for one time to give up a speech at Chizuk, and one yid in that place is going to hear it and say, "Wow, those such nice words," you know. And be mechazik and doiri. It's such a schus. Such an easy way, and it's easy. The Rebbe made it easier for us because a person could be holding at 0 Efes Madregas. Wow, I'm like nothing, no chance I'm getting into anywhere. I mean, all of a sudden, I said a nice word to somebody, I was mechazik somebody, I held somebody back from falling, and all of a sudden, doris, all of those doris is a nice chus from that, it's so important. So important. And how many times there's people that mamish are always saying nice things to people. We have a friend, Rabbi knows about Shlomo Kalbach. So many times where he had a special, unique eye to be able to be mechazik people that everyone else forgot about. And mechazik people at mamish, he saved their lives. Mamish saved their lives from suicide or from different places. Mamish, you know what I mean? Also, how many times I heard a story, and this I heard in Uman, of there was a Rebbe that was thinking, I always call this Talmud to be mechazikim, and I'm struggling with the big affairs. I don't think I'm getting anywhere with him. And he's like, so what do I have to call him for? Stam, waste my time. I have better things to do. Zicha wasting his time, you know what I mean? I'm not going to call him. Anyways, so then the Rebbe's like, what? Maybe this time I'll save him something. You never know. Not even that wasn't even the cheshbon. It was, the nice time, the Rebbe, I care for him. Let me just show him that I care for him. So the Rebbe called up this Talmud. This Talmud was mamish in big trouble. Mamish was in very, very severe affairs. And all of a sudden, the Rebbe called him, and the Rebbe is like, Shlomo, was macht man? Heilige Yid, my Talmud Shlomo, how are you? And the guy's like, oh man, not heilig, you have no idea. Mamish, a very good. He's like, no, they have shtat dich lieb, Mamish, you have big chizuk. Ad kedei kach, the guy's like, why do you call me now? Mamish about to do a virus, He just took the whole geschmack away from the virus. He's like, no, I can't. You're giving me such chizuk. He's like, he just kept on refusing him, and the guy ran away from the Messiah. Mamish, I heard it from the guy himself. I was in Uman, and I heard it from the guy himself. The guy's like, the Rebbe Mamish saved him. He doesn't even know what he did. He said the whole struggle. Could have not called him and who knows what. Here, you know what? I'll call the guy and give him a little chizuk. Big deal. And he ended up saving him Ladoiris. I know a few stories like that. I had one time Shtickle Talmud, a guy that was on top of years ago. This al bizarre also, this was an akuda that somebody that was was much less from than him, that also caused that he shouldn't be able to do certain areas, and Ladoris saved him. Right? And we're talking extreme cases, we don't have to be so extreme. We're talking about Stam, even a Yid, everybody could be mashpia, everyone could give over a word of chizuk to somebody else. But sometimes you don't even know, later that word of chizuk you gave to somebody else could have been saved your life. Gave you a chizuk. It was mechazik you. Because first of all, Babshitas, this guy later will come back to you and say, remember you were telling me, I'll get right back to you. You know what I mean? They're halten sich, be mechazik. And you're like, you know what, you're right. Or you don't know, maybe they're going to give you schus because, what I mean? You try to say such kind words to other people to save them. So they were just going to give you the koyach physically. It's a big zach. You can't say, this is one of the yonim also, a ticket of chaveirim. Making sure to be mechazik and be mechazik everybody in this kind of yonim. You see, it happens so many times. It could be conversations. It could be somebody who maybe is looking at something you shouldn't look at, and you're like, okay, let me mind my own business. Don't mind your business. Because it's your business. There's a way to say it. They curse the guy out in his face and kill him. Or Mama's the biggest liebschaft. I care for you so much. I know how much. I know myself whenever I fall to such a thing, how much it hurts for years. You know what I mean? So why do it? Come on, let's learn some shnayis about pet together and clean our minds a little bit and clean our yonim. For instance, mechazik somebody into kedusha. It's such a ticket for his own soul as well, and avada. So the Ebshis Elven, you should be mechazik each other. Ish es riyeyu yazoyu v'yomer chazak.